What is up, internet? Welcome back. It's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for another live eviction episode. What's going on, everybody? Who's going to be the first member of the jury? I'm pretty sure I know. We got P. Cola Spike up in here. How are you? There was a lot of that happened even last night on the feeds. We'll jump into that. We'll show off our alliance chart in just a second as well as we wait for the episode to begin. How was everybody's week? I hope it was great. We can cut the music, I think, at this point as well. Hopefully everyone had a good one. Let's go and check out our alliance chart. So here you can see a lot has kind of changed. We've got some new things that have developed, things that I don't even think necessarily are true and factual. They're more like alliances, right? If that makes any sense. The only one that's real is the cookout still. That is going to be the one that's solid throughout. Though there are some cookout members that may be in some danger, and there's lots of cracks forming in the cookout as well. So let's start with a little bit of what's going on with the cookout. Last night, we finally had the blowout of what happened with Azah and Derek F, Tiffany and Britni, like it was like a week ago now at this point, where Tiffany wanted to go and make sure that Britni was voting the way that they wanted her to vote, right? And she went into a room with Derek F and Azah, and it started kind of a big fight where Derek was like, whoa, you can't talk to her alone, right? We're about to start the episode here, though. Give you guys a little sync up. Well, it's still just the recap. They're giving us the recap of it, but
the Cookout Alliance was well hidden.
Talking about how the Cookout Alliance is well hidden here. But there's a lot of cracks forming along the way. So like I was saying, Tiffany, Derek F, Azah, and Britni had a little bit of an altercation about a week ago. Last night, Tiffany finally kind of confronted Derek F about it. They had a pretty big argument in the storage room. And Truett, what up? How are you? We're just kind of talking about how last night Derek F and Tiffany had a bit of an argument in the storage room, to the point where Derek F was like, look, Tiffany, me and you, we're a lot alike. We're a lot alike. And Tiffany's like, no, we're not. We're not cut from the same cloth, me and you, right? Like, she thinks what he did was way off base. But all he really did, right? All he really did was try and cover up the cookout a bit by saying like, hey, Tiffany, you know, don't steal Britni away from us and try and steal her vote or something like that. But Tiffany took offense to her being that Derek was offended that she wanted to talk to Britni. And it caused this whole big argument, and it was a thing. True, you saw it. Yeah, that was an awkward talk, and I would not be surprised if she took that. Yes, I think Tiffany took that very personally. Very personally. And it's causing kind of a big crack in the cookout. The other big thing that's kind of going on is Kai. Kai has really kind of set himself up as the target for most of the house, other than the cookout and Sarah Beth. But even then, I think Claire might at this point not go after Kai. I don't know if Derek X would actually go after Kai. I feel like there's other people they would potentially go after before him. And even if he does end up on the block, unless it's against a cookout member, he stays, I think. Yeah, because even if he's up against Sarah Beth, I think the other 5 cookout members would vote her out. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We left last night's episode on a cliffhanger where we actually didn't get to see who used their vetoes, if both vetoes were used. As you can see from my little chart here, we already have the spoilers from that. But we're going to see how that breaks down. They're also showing us the little bit of an altercation between Kai and Britni right before the veto. And personally, I think Britni had no reason to be upset here. Britney's pretty much upset that Kai isn't keeping a deal that was, well, if you don't come after me, I won't come after you for 2 weeks. So you don't do it to me, and then I'll give you safety for 2 weeks. You do me for, you scratch my back, and then I'll scratch yours. Well, that doesn't work in the Big Brother house. It doesn't work like that. Let's switch over here. Give you guys a little sync up.
For the second week in a row, chaos erupted in the moments prior to the veto meeting, leaving Kyland's final nominees up in the air. Tonight, we'll find out if either veto will be used, and if so, who will wind up on the block.
I mean, we already know.
Who will be
we already
evicted,
know.
becoming the first member of the jury. We'll find out live tonight. But first, it's time to see if Britni's emotional plea will change her fate.
No. It's not going to change her fate at all. It's not. What do you think the votes will be in terms of numbers? 5-3, 7-1, 4-4. What do you think? So you know what? Let's bring up our little chart here again. Let's bring up our chart. I think, obviously, Xavier, Azah, Hannah, and I think Tiffany are going to end up all voting for Derek F to stay. I also believe Claire will end up voting for Britni to stay, or excuse me, Derek F to stay. And I think Derek X will as well. The only one I wouldn't be sure about would maybe be Alyssa, but I feel like she might end up just going with the house. So what might end up happening is you might see like a sympathy vote going to Britni. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Piccolo says, but plus Britni already broke the deal by lying to Kai about how many BB bucks she earned. Yes, that's true. So glad to find your stream with the East Coast. Yes. Oh, all football. It's all football over here. Britni is an amazing person. I love her, but her emotions, yes, so emotional. Please, can we get a blind side? As much as I like the idea of the cookout, DF is working my last nerve. He needs to go. I kind of agree with you there, Elizabeth. I kind of agree. Wasn't Azah talking about voting for Britni? Yeah, so there could end up being like 1 or 2 sympathy votes for Britni, but I think overall Derek's going to stay. Almost nobody's going to vote him out. They were talking about that the other day where they actually were a little bit worried. They were a little bit worried about it. Also, we completely missed that as we were talking. But Kai used his veto on Claire. Alyssa did not use her veto. Therefore, Britni was the replacement nominee next to Derek F. And in the meantime, why don't we do this?
4 votes creates a tie, and then I
guys
decide
listen in.
So as long as everyone in the cookout sticks to our agreement, we should have the votes to save Big D and send Britni home, no matter what. Whew.
Freaking knew it. I freaking knew it. Couldn't be an HOH without putting me on the freaking block, could it? Could it?
Britni is freaking out.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
All right, we got a little poll going on up here.
You are so obsessed with me.
I think that worked. Maybe. So you can vote to see who you want.
Like that's obsessive
who you think will be going home.
The world am I up
Here we go. There it is. There's the poll. Britni's just crying her eyes out. She thinks she is the biggest target. She's like, I've been on the block every week, and he said he was going to keep me safe. You can bounce checks in the BB house. You can bounce checks in the BB house. That you could do. Let's see. DF literally had 0 chance of winning the game, so might as well get him into the jury immediately or keep him there for the long game for final 2 pawn. Yeah, that's what I think a lot of people are going to be doing, Truett. That's what I think. There's a difference between who I want to go home and who I always, right? Like, if I had a pick of who I could choose to go home, Derek F, probably would be the one I would pick to go home this week because Britni is more chaotic, but also Britney's very annoying. And I think she's going to go home. Britney's tears have no effect. No effect on me anymore. Gary, what up, Gary? How are you? Real question is, who goes next? That is a good question, and that really all depends on who wins HOH. That really depends on who wins HOH. Tiffany's actually talking about how her and Big D don't have a good personal relationship, and it is true because they had that blow up even just last night that we were talking about, and they really don't talk much at all. Here's Claire talking about how everybody wants to take Big D to the end because everybody thinks they can beat him. I need Claire or DX to win. Yes, those would be some great HOHs this week. How are you, Quasi? Brooke, I'm just ready for the HOH cup. Same, Brooke. Same. Imagine a Sarah Beth HOH, and you thought you saw Tiffany mad when oh yeah. Sarah Beth HOH. Ooh. Who did she go after? I imagine Tiff. I imagine she might go after Tiffany. So Matt, there might be some links around. If you have Paramount Plus, you can watch on there. And I think somebody checked last time. The last I saw, there was a deal on Amazon Prime where you could get it for like 99 cents. But I know that I think that might be down now. There are some other ones out there. Sadly, I can't personally link to them. But they are available, you know. If only there was a video brother that you could look up and look at all the Big Brother seasons and watch it live, you know. A video brother would be really interesting place. Yeah, video brother is would be a cool thing if somebody just had like a video brother website. That would be interesting. But yeah, I think I said it enough. That might give you a clue. Looking at our poll right now, it is 90% Britni to be going home. 90%, only 10% think Derek F will stay. Paramount doesn't show it live? Oh no. I think they do. Because that's how I watch it, Gary. I watch on Paramount Plus. I'm watching it right now on Paramount Plus. Oh, you know what it is? It might be like Matt was just saying here. They've got he's in New England and they got the football on. That's a shame. Derek X has been saying all day that he is going to throw the HOH. Hopefully, that would be terrible for Derek X. Terrible, because Xavier says he's going to throw the HOH only until Derek X is out, because that's kind of the Cookout's target is Derek X. So right now we actually have the little final four that you have here on the alliance chart. Tiffany, Claire, Hannah, and DX. They're all kind of discussing about whether DF would go after Kai or not, right? And like, would it be better to keep Britni because she would take the shots that they're too scared or unable to take? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Claire and Derek X definitely want Big D out. And now Tiffany's talking about how if they don't stop coming after the Cookout, they got to get rid of them. And that's kind of why it's all about who wins HOH this week. If Claire, I really would love to see a Claire HOH. That would be really fun, actually. I think we're about to head to a commercial and we can catch up on some chat as it will be Britni or Derek F. One of them will be the first member of our jury. And we're going to find out. The poll has it still at 92% Britni, which I think I agree with as well. So let's catch up here on the chat. Anyone have a link? DX was saying he's going to throw. DX isn't throwing it, says Quasi. I would hope he doesn't, because I think he's in big trouble if he does. If he ends up throwing it, he could be in a lot of trouble this week. Hey, Philly Dog, how are you? Paramount doesn't show it live. I think Matt caught on to what I was trying to put down with, yeah, if only people would have a website where it was like a video, brother, and that like showed things, that would be great. Yeah, Elizabeth, exactly. There are sites, but it's a little bit delayed and behind. I think what you can do, you can actually pause them and like line them up with me, which is kind of cool too, though. Or pause me and it lines up with them. One of the two. Let's see. Truitt says, I need a non-cookout member to uncover the alliance and try and flip the script. Imagine Alyssa, DX, Claire, Sarah Beth alliance. Oh, I know, right? I would love it. And Kai being in the middle. You can only wish, right? You can only wish. That would be fantastic. Quasi says, I want Britni to stay, but yeah, exactly. Quasi, I just don't think Britni has a chance of staying. Also, CBS shows the episodes on the website after the, yes, so it'll be on like the website afterwards, but again, that's after the fact. Riley, what up, Riley? How are you? Truitt, if they fuck up this vote, I would be so happy. If somebody just messes up, right? If somebody just messes it all up. At this point, you might as well delete the other alliances on the chart. The cookout is, that's kind of true, Quasi. That's kind of true. The cookout is the only real one. But there are the cracks that are starting to form. And it also helps to kind of figure out where the votes will fall. If, for example, a non-cookout member wins HOH and 2 cookout members end up on the block, you kind of have an idea on who they might vote out. It helps a little bit. I think worst case is a 4-4 and Kai breaks the tie, voting out Britni. That could happen, but I just don't think they're willing to do that just yet. And we are back from commercial here. Better for Tiff and Hannah to take Claire and DX further than Xavier and Kyland. That's true, but I just don't see them actually going against them at any point. I don't know. Give you guys another little sync up here. Tiffany asking about Xavier's.
I'm trying to figure out what would be the best
Xavier's plan.
Do you have a plan? Okay. Claire and Baby.
Yeah, those are going to be big targets for the cookout this upcoming week.
Yeah, they do. That's why one of them has to go.
I love Claire and Derek X.
And I think Derek X kind of is the bigger target of the cookout, right? Like, I think he's the one that will be in the most trouble if the cookout wins HOH. For example, Xavier, he pretty much says he's gunning for it until Derek X is out of the competition. As long as Derek X is in the competition, Xavier is gunning for this HOH. So I think he's going to be in some big trouble coming up. He needs to go after the HOH card. Again, saying it after I say it. That's interesting. I didn't realize that this is the first time in history that a white male hasn't made it to jury. That is interesting. And it is kind of interesting that that kind of history has been made. Because it's different. It's not what we normally see, right? And it's fun. So now Kai and Xavier are kind of talking about how it would be a good idea for them to get Baby D. I love how they call him Baby D to throw HOH, and it wouldn't be a good idea for him to win it. That wouldn't be great. That wouldn't be great for him. Let's see. Catch up on some chat. Cartoonist Ethan, how are you? How are you? Welcome on back in. I don't want Derek X to throw. I hope he wins. Yeah, Philly Dog, I agree. Claire would be the better HOH because if DX wins another comp, that just, yes, it makes his target even bigger, quasi. Even Tiff, Hannah, and Azah can win because they won't nom. I don't know. I think Hannah wouldn't. Azah might. Tiff, I don't think would want to, but I think she would possibly backdoor him. Just Alyssa, DF, and Xavier can't win. Yeah, I think all of them go after Derek X. That's true. We don't need a cookout Houseguest to break up the cookout. Just get Azah as... We don't need a non-cookout Houseguest to break it up. Just get Azah as HOH. Yeah, right? Azah might just be like, screw it. You took out my girl Britni. I'm taking you all down. Oh, this is actually Xavier trying to convince Derek X not to win HOH. He's saying I might even throw it to you. Oh no, Derek. Oh. Don't do it, Derek. Don't do it. Yeah, 100%. Xavier just said if he throws the competition to him, he's sealing his fate. He's sealing his fate. Do not throw this comp, Derek. Do not throw it. I like how, too, this episode, they're not even focusing on what the vote's going to be. They're really not. They're focusing on what's happening next week and what happens after this HOH. This is really interesting. Claire might be onto something. Claire might be having the wheels spinning in her head right now.
I see where this is going. 100%. And you can never trust anyone. This is what X and Guy almost feels like. We're saying this so that they will take a shot.
Claire and DX,
Britni
they might be onto it.
Derek F.
They
The
might
live
be
vote
onto
and
it.
eviction next. Stay with us.
We're heading to a commercial break. Let's catch up on some chat here. Where were we? We don't need it on cookout. But that will never happen. My dream preseason was for X and DX to work together. Yeah, they would have been fun. They would have been a fun duo, but they just won't work. Gary, none of the cookout can afford to be seen going against the Alliance. Imagine. Oh, yeah, that's true. That is really true. But I feel like if anybody would, it might be Kai. Though he did say to the cameras last night on the feeds when he was alone in the HOH room, he's like, my goal at this point is pretty much play as hard as I can so that I'm asked to come back and then I can play for myself instead of the cookout. Because that's what he feels like he's doing, is that he's playing for the cookout. But at the same time, he is kind of playing for himself too. I hope DX doesn't do something stupid and vote out someone easy, such as Sarah Beth or Alyssa. Honestly, I think Sarah Beth and Alyssa are underrated strategists. But she needs to target. Yes, I kind of agree with that, True. They are underrated strategists, but Tiffany knows. Tiffany knows that Sarah Beth is someone to look out for. They were talking about what avatar nation you would be, like wind, fire, water, right? And Sarah Beth is like, I'm fire. And everybody else in the house was like, no, you're water. And later on, Tiffany was like, what makes her think she's fire? Like, what is it that makes her think she's fire? So they kind of know. They kind of know that Sarah Beth is someone to look out for. Tiffany was doing most to keep Claire this week. Just to turn around and yeah, right, Levy. It's one of those things. I saw somebody posted about the West Wing episode where one of the characters takes his daughter to a seafood restaurant, and they talk about how when she was little, she would name the lobsters in the tank. Well, what do you do with those lobsters in the tank? You're about to eat them, right? Never name the lobsters, right? Like, don't get so close to the people you know you're going to have to evict. Truett says, I need a female HOH. He's telling him what he wants. Yes, Quasi. Oh, 100%. Xavier was just telling Derek X what he wants to hear. And I think maybe the same back, right? I think Derek X was just telling him what he wants to hear. Of course, the episodes are really dramatizing it. Yes, they always do. Which is what I said was the real. Yes, Gary, right? What happens next, right? What happens next? We are back from commercial break here. Oh, we already going into the vote and the speeches?
Well, everyone, it's time for the live vote and eviction.
It is happening already. It is also pretty early, and they are in athletic gear, so it looks like it's going to be a physical comp. This is the thing. This is a thing. We're about to get our speeches here, and I'll let you guys listen in on those in just a second. Britney's speech. If it's a rap, I'm turning it off.
Hello, everyone.
Oh no, she's got sunglasses on.
Block week 4. Really thought that I shut that door.
I'm muting. I'm muting the rap. Nope. Oh, the rap's over. The rap is...
If you feel that I advanced your game at all for being in this house, I would really appreciate and consider if you would like to vote for me today. If you feel that I advance it, I help your game move forward. This is an individual game at this point. Please make the decision that's best for you. I respect whatever decision you make. And Julie Chen, I love you.
I love you back.
Oh my God, that rap. That rap. Oh my goodness, here comes DF.
Thank you to God. Thank you to my mother, Sherry. She's took care of me my whole entire life. She still takes care of me this day and handles every bills, even when she struggles. I want to say, make sure you check out the Regular Degular show with my best friend Adam. I miss him, I love him. Lauren, Jessica, Sierra,
just
I
shout
miss
outs
you.
for days.
Houseguests. If you want to continue having your stomachs full of food and plenty of laughter to last you through the whole entertainment of this summer, and also living in a clean environment, then you will keep me here. That's all I got for you, baby.
Oh, well. Well. That was a thing. Let's see. Where was I on the chat as we're getting ready for the votes, and we'll let you listen into all the votes as well. Where were we? I feel like Brooke says, I have a feeling we'll have another triple eviction. Yes, Brooke, that was actually a big thing going around the past day or so. People have kind of figured out the schedule and how many people would be left. And it looks like there's going to be another triple eviction this season, which most people seem to not like. I'm all for. I love a good double and triple eviction. We got Xavier's vote.
I vote to evict Britni.
Xavier votes to evict Britni. Quasi says, I want Xavier gone. It's an 85-day season. The only way the math works out is, yeah, exactly, Quasi. That was kind of the thing. People were figuring out the math of like what would happen.
Hello, Hannah.
Hi, Julie Chen.
Hannah's
Please
vote.
cast your vote to evict.
With a great amount of sadness, I vote to evict Britni. Good luck at Pepper Night, Simone. I love you.
All right, that's 2. That is 2 for Britni. I think Claire would probably throw up X and Kai, but I know Tiff will try. Yeah, she'll definitely try and talk her out of it, but I think Claire would do something like that. Speaking of Claire, here's her vote.
To evict.
I vote to evict Britni.
Thank you.
Claire has voted Britni. It's probably going to end up being at least like 5-2. Or what would it be? 5-3.
Knows that keeping Britni
at least
could be valuable
we'll see
to his
what
game.
We'll see what DX does.
I vote to evict Britni. Shout out
Michaela
Taylor. He also voted Britni. So maybe the only sympathy vote will be Azah.
Very close.
Which Azah's up next. So maybe she'll give her the sympathy. Let's see.
I vote to evict Big D.
Big D.
Thank you.
So she gets the sympathy vote for Britni there. This season has been awesome, and history being made is Brooke. I 100% agree with you on that. This season has been great. I've been loving every minute of it. Tiffany's vote.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
Oh my God, I vote to evict Britni.
She goes for Britni as well. And that's kind of official too as well. We'll end the poll here with Britni getting 96% of the vote. Let's see. Don't let Tiffany control another F in HOH, I swear. We just must Sarah Beth's vote, but she voted Britni as well. And then here comes Alyssa, getting ready for her vote.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Britni.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Lena.
Pretty much everybody but Azah voting to evict Britni. Cartoonist Easton says, since I'm 13 years old now, old enough to be watching Big Brother. So there you go. There you go, Ethan. Quasi says, wow, how suspenseful. Truett, oh crap, let's pray for Britni. Please don't let X, Alyssa, and DF again. Don't let them what? Don't let them what? Yeah, nah, Brit on the the rap. How terrible. Britni has officially been evicted. Let's let her get her hugs in as we continue to catch up. I was just like, True, and I was just like, sit the fuck down, girl. Sit down. Derek X, don't listen to X. Yeah, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Fight for that HOH. Drew, you're not a fan of the triple eviction. Not a fan of triple evictions. Please let Derek, don't let Derek X throw the HOH. Yeah, I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. Yeah, 7-1, Brooke. 7-1. Let's see. Quasi I for one has hated it. You're not a fan of the triple either. Yeah, everybody, goodbye, Britni, as she leaves the house. I feel so bad for her. 4 weeks on the block. That's true. But she thought she was the biggest target, like, the whole game, when she really was not. She was, like, never really a target. She was never really that much of a threat. The only reason she's going home this week... Oh! Kyland just kissed Derek F on the lips. Just, like, full on, just... Mwah, like, right on the lips. Let's see. Yeah, and, like, I don't necessarily feel bad for her, though. Because, like, Oz is very upset. Oz is very upset. Very upset. Yes, Kai is pansexual. He is. So, like, I wonder what happens to her BB. I guess they just go away? Do they just go away? Right? I don't know. Did she get to, like, gift them to somebody? We're about to head to break here, but when we come back, it looks like we'll have a little bit of an interview with Britni. Also, it's going to be interesting to see what Julie reveals in the interviews as well. Oh, so you're not a fan of the triple this season. Yeah, so I saw a couple of people talk about what will happen if a triple happens this season, and I kind of agree that the timing's a little bit wrong, but it's a thing. Let's see. Yeah, he did. He just kissed the F. Azah had to choose between her number one and her number one. That's a hard choice. That's a terrible choice to have to make. But it is what it is. One's in the cookout with you, one's not. So yeah, they haven't been revealing the cookout to anyone. But also, what I'm interested right now is, because again, the math doesn't add up right now unless there's a triple eviction. And a lot of people are wondering, like, will there be a buyback? Will there be like a jury battle back, right? One of the big things of why you could always tell whether a battle back's going to happen or not is when Julie starts revealing like an alliance, like she did with like the royal flush to Christian, that kind of information, they won't tell you if there's going to be a battle back, right? Like if there's any chance that a Houseguest is going back in the house, they won't give you that kind of stuff as they're leaving. So that's a good way to be able to tell whether or not there's a battle back. Plus, Julie will always tell the first person who's out when there is a jury battle back or some kind of, buyback. Like, you're not out of the game just yet. There may be a chance for you to get back. Like, she will always tell us that. And they don't usually leave that up to that much of a surprise. There may have been a couple of seasons where they didn't say it to them live on the show. But for the most part, they didn't give them any information either. So you can kind of get a clue that was going to happen. I said LOL because you said do not rap for Julie. I know that rap. Oh boy. Would I ever play Big Brother? Absolutely. I would love to play Big Brother someday. Will it ever happen? I don't know. It's so up in the air, and there's so many people that apply that it's so hard to get on. But hey, if they ever give me the chance, I would do it. A triple season would be awesome, but not when people not when I go on there. Yeah. I get you, Brooke. Right? Like, yes, have a triple eviction, just not when I'm in there. Just not when I'm in the house. I don't want no triple eviction. Yeah, like directly on the lips. He gave him a nice big kiss. I watched a lot of seasons. I'm a huge BB fan. Watched BB6, BB7, BB8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 23. Philly, I'm there with you. I've actually started watching Big Brother all the way back in season 1. Back before it was the game we're even knowing today, when it was America voting on who, stays and goes. Back when they had a pug named Chiquita. Yeah, that was when I first started watching. Back when Chicken George tried to leave Revolt, and it was like, what are they all gonna do? What do they do if we all just walk? Let's lock in the alliance right now. Yes, Truett, we're locking it in. Me and you forever in there. Ride or die till the end, until I have to turn my back on you. I didn't say that. We've got Julie having her interview with Britni right now as we come back from commercial break. Pretty much just asking her about, like, hey, you were on there for 4 weeks. Why now? What? Britni? No. Britney's just like, oh, I had an underdog story. If I made it to the final 2, I would win. No. Britni is clueless. She's clueless. I'm with you, Quasi. I don't want an interview. I want the comp. Honestly, she could go back for All-Stars. I could see that, Truett. I could see her going back for an All-Star season. But she's got no clue. Brittany's like, oh, Kyland's a liar, doesn't do deals correctly. You made a deal saying that, oh, I'll keep you safe in 2 weeks if you keep me safe this week. So you made the deal for later, for something that you've never shown that you have the chance of winning. You've won 1 competition. Why would he even trust that you're able to keep that kind of a deal? There's nothing that works for that deal for Kyland. Britni. Britni. She's showing goodbye messages, but she wouldn't confirm or deny anything because she's on jury. Interesting.
Sorry that it had to end this way.
Share some of the goodbye messages here.
Brit Brat, you're seeing this, I think you fought your fight. You've been an amazing competitor in this game. You're a big burst of sunshine every single morning, and that's definitely going to be missed. Hopefully, I'll see you again on finale night, but if not, we're gonna have plenty of shenanigan fun in the jury house.
Britni, you staying here would have been what's best for my personal game if I was only looking at it at an individual level. Unfortunately, the group that I'm working with didn't see that you should stay this week.
Hello, Britni. I'm so sorry. I will miss you. Remember, you are special in every type of way. I love you so much. From
I just realized we didn't get an
brother,
evote.
Big D.
We didn't get an evote this week.
Damn, he's gonna.
We didn't get an evote. Let's see. Honestly, I could see her going back. Yeah, I agree. I don't know whether she is funny or just blatantly clueless. True, and I'm with you. I don't know. Please let X go to jury. Oh, you don't want no X in there? Yeah, no evote. We didn't get no evote. DX better come back for an All-Stars. I kind of agree. He would be a good All-Stars pick, especially because he was a recruit, right? Like, he wasn't that big of a fan coming into this, and he is just soaked up so much about what Big Brother is so quickly, and he's done an amazing job. I'm proud of Britni because she didn't cry in the interview and when she got evicted. Yeah, right? She didn't cry. I think she got all her crying out when she was put on the block 4 weeks. Brooke, I would rather have her back instead of Christie from BB23. Oh boy. Or do you have any prediction on who will win BB23? That's a good question. So I think right now, the person who's in the best possible position, Xavier. I think X is maybe in the best spot in the entire game. I don't see any of the cookout members really making him a target until Final 6. And then once Final 6 happens, he's going to have a really good shot at winning those comps because he's been throwing a lot of comps as well. Other than that, I kind of like Tiffany's chances, mainly because she does have some good relationships with everybody in the cookout as well. And I don't think people are actually going to target her, but she's going to need to win those comps in the end. She's got to win those comps. Otherwise, I would say if by some miracle they make it, Tiffany and DX. But I just don't see them being able to make it. Kai as well. I could see Kai winning a lot of competitions in the end. But I think my biggest pick, like right now, if I had to put my money on somebody, it would be Xavier. Who do you think the worst and best player right now? Best player? Tiffany. Worst player? Probably Azah. Only because she doesn't do anything, like at all. And she gets upset when people don't throw her the competition. I don't know. Ooh, Christie. Yeah, nobody likes Christie. God, I think I'll die if DX wins. I see Tiffany being a Final 3. Yeah, right? Like, that's the thing with Tiffany is she would need to win that Final 3 or Final 4 veto. Otherwise, I think most people would go, you're going to beat me. So that's why I would put her as like a second tier below Xavier, because I think he would have a good chance of winning those. Not necessarily who has the highest chance to win, but who is the best player and who is the worst. Example, DF probably has the highest chance to get to the end, but maybe Alyssa, but Alyssa is more. Yeah, so yeah, my best player, Tiffany. Tiffany has been playing this game amazingly from the beginning. Worst player, maybe Azah. Yeah, because I just don't think she gets the whole idea of like having to lie and do stuff like that. I think the worst true is Alyssa, and my best would be Derek X. I wouldn't be able to really argue too much with that Philly. I really wouldn't be able to argue with DX being the best. I kind of knew Britni was going home this week, but yeah, she was just on the bottom too many times. I need Sarah Beth to stop playing so passively and wake up. She's smart. Yeah, she needs to wake up and use that smarts, but I don't. It would be really interesting to see her win HOH this week. Because obviously she doesn't go after Kai, who would maybe be like the biggest target for the rest of the house. But then who does she go after? Right? Does she go after cookout people? Does she go after Claire? Does she go after DX? Hopefully not. But you never know. Let's see. If you say Xavier, I say Kyland might have a chance. Yeah, Kyland does, but here's the problem with Kai is he has to win those competitions. Where I think Xavier it would be good for him to win those competitions late. Kyland at this point needs to win those competitions because he is such a big target right now. I feel like Hannah has good chances. Same with Claire if they win comps. Yeah, I could see that. How do you say your name? Bodhi? Let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong because I probably am. Tiffany, HOH would be boring. Yeah, because she would probably end up going. What would she end up doing? Probably she would end up putting up like Alyssa and Sarah Beth. Right? And then like trying to get Sarah Beth out. Yes, the episode still is happening. We're waiting for the HOH competition to come up. Another 15 minutes left in the episode. So hopefully we'll get a conclusive winner to the HOH. And we won't have to find out later on the feeds. Kyland is at the bottom of the cookie. Yes, exactly. Quasi is once it gets to 6, like if there's a triple, Kai is the target, I believe. Tiffany could end with Kai and Hannah. She could beat both in final 2. I think Tiffany might win in the final 2 against Hannah. I don't know if she wins against Kai. Ooh, is this a crapshoot HOH? What kind of HOH is this? Oh, these balance beams? Ooh. This could be a really good comp for DX. It could be a good comp for Xavier, Claire. So some balance beams are wider than others. Some are smaller than other. This is yeah, Truett, I agree. This does look dope. This is an interesting HOH. I don't think we've ever really seen one like this. So there's a clock and there's a timer. So you have to kind of get there quick. And whoever has the fastest time is the HOH. But if the clock runs out before you get there, you're eliminated anyway. So it kind of forces them to go fast. And Claire will be the first to go. We'll cut it here for a bit, and then we'll actually go full screen. And we'll share as much of the runs as we can. So Claire's getting ready for her run. Here we go with Claire, starting off on the balance beam. Oh, she's already down. She decides to go with the wider balance beam. That was a really thin one that she tried at first, but it was a good attempt. Taking her time. Because I believe if you fall, you have to go all the way back. Oh, is she going to try that small one in? No, she's going to go for just the bigger one. Going to lock in a pretty good time, I think. Around 40 seconds. 34 seconds. Pretty decent run. Pretty decent run for Claire, I think. I think it's a good job. So it's kind of a maze, but also not a maze because like there's like thin ones and there's like thicker balance beams that you could choose from. It's all about like a risk versus reward kind of a thing. And here we go. Actually, Alyssa's on her way. Alyssa didn't even attempt a smaller balance beam. She just went right for the bigger ones. I could see Alyssa's going fast. So fast. She's crushing. Almost by a good... Oh! I think the judges... She hit the ground. Alyssa is eliminated because she hit the ground right before she pressed the button. Oh, no. Oh, man, this is going to be interesting. Here comes Derek. Go, Big D. Look at him move. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Your daddy beat Ali. Can you do it? Okay, he's moving. He's moving. I think right now he's even got a faster pace than Claire. Oh, oh, oh. I think he's not going to be able to do it if he could have moved a little bit quicker there. He actually had a faster pace going than Claire did. A much faster one, but wasn't able to pull it off. Let's see. Oh, here comes Sarah Beth. Sarah Beth is up next. Let's see how this goes. Moving pretty good. Oh, she's not even Oh, look at her. Cutting the corner like a champ. Ooh, crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Sarah Beth, your current leader for HOH. Ooh. Azah's up next. This is another one. Azah could be good at this. Those smaller, faster girls, easier to balance on the beam. Ooh, Azah's going with the tiny one. I think in the long run, that's just going to cost her a lot of time. I think in the long run, that was just going to cost her time. She's done. No way she gets it there. Yep. Those thin ones, they're a direct line, but they're just so hard to balance that it just wasn't gonna happen. Wasn't gonna happen. Sarah Beth, still your leader right now for HOH. Oh, here comes Hannah. Hannah is looking pumped and ready to go. 21.03 seconds is the time to beat. Here comes Hannah. Moving along. She's looking okay, but I just don't see it happening. She's got to get a move on it here if she wants to beat 20 seconds. No, and that is it. We get some fishes. We get some fishes. Sounds like somebody cursed. So, Sarah Beth is still your leader right now. Ooh, here comes Tiffany. Here comes Tiffany. What's Tiffany gonna do? What's Tiffany gonna do? Oh, yeah, she swore. Oh, Tiffany again going with the small one. Oh, she's already halfway done her time already, right? Like, I just don't think the shorter way is the way to go. Like, it just cost her more time than anything. Yeah, I just don't think those short ones are the way to go. They're not the way to go. They really set this up too, where because it was a random draw, but Derek F and Xavier after Derek X. We'll see. He's also going with the small one. Oh, but he falls. He resets quick. And he's got to get a move on it. He's moving. Oh, he's going with the skinny one. Last ditch effort. Oh, that was close. That was close. Xavier is the last one up. Xavier is the last one up. It will either be Sarah Beth or Xavier as your HOH. Here comes X moving fast. He's moving speedy and oh, he falls. He falls. I think that's it. I think Sarah Beth has this locked. There's no way. Oh, he's going with the short one. And oh, Xavier. Oh. That was a heck of a shot that he just pulled right there. That was a heck of a shot. Woo. That was a heck of a shot that Xavier just tried to pull right there. SB is your HOH for the week. Woo. Oh, we're going to have more BB bucks coming. We're going to have more BB bucks coming to people. We're going to have another vote. Another vote here for BB bucks. Is it going to be like the same deal, I guess, where you get 3 votes? Let's see. Let's listen in.
They'll need a bankroll of BB bucks. The more BB bucks a player has, the more opportunities they'll have to win.
Somebody was doing the math on this earlier too. Where at this point, like the only ones who are going to have a shot at the roulette one is like Derek F and Britni, but now Britni's gone.
And everyone else will receive 50 BB bucks.
Yeah, so it's like the same as last week. They're not up in the mounts.
Which house guest you want to see get the most BB bucks this week? Text the house guest.
I feel like they need to do like a veto where like you get money in the veto or something.
Data rates may apply. Maximum 10 votes per device. Votes will be accepted until August 20th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
So yeah, and that was the thing too with the amount of votes that people were, or the amount of time that you had to vote. At first, it was a little confusing on the website. They had some typos where it was like, oh yeah, you have until Wednesday. But really, it was only until Friday. So you only had until tomorrow to get your text votes in. But with the way the amounts are set up, it doesn't seem like there's anybody who's going to have a shot to play for the big one. Like the invisible HOH, pretty much it is.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Other than like Derek F, unless he gets the money.
Like
I don't know.
Presence.
Let's catch up on some chat here.
Like something watching.
Let's catch up on some chat. Everybody was real excited during the HOH. Let's see. Everybody's saying yes, follow Xavier. Yeah, Sarah Beth winning. Go Sarah Beth. Let's see. True just hitting the keyboard. So glad. I think this is good too. I think Sarah Beth winning is good because at least it doesn't go after the easy target of Kai. And I don't think she goes after DX. I don't think she goes after Claire. She will listen to Kai, and I don't know what Kai exactly is going to want her to do either.
15% or more on car insurance.
It's going to be interesting.
Get ready.
It's going to be interesting. Hello there. What up, hello there? You think it's a predictable week? What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Yeah, not the worst outcome. Who is she putting up? I hate how close DX was. Oh, he was so close. He was so close. Alyssa was really close too earlier with beating Claire's time, but I don't think it would have stood up even after Sarah Beth's time. Derek was pushed.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, true. That's right. Sarah Beth is the first female HOH of the season. I just don't want DX to go, but I have a bad feeling they'll go after him. Tiff and Claire must be upset.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins.
I don't even know if they're going to be that upset. Well, yeah, they are upset that Sarah Beth can't go home this week, but I don't know if she'll actually go after Derek X. Right? Because like if you look, Kai, Sarah Beth, and Derek X have a little Final 3 thing called the Flop, right? That was just formed this past week. So I don't know if she would actually go after Derek X. At least she might think like he's not somebody who would go after her or Kai. I have a feeling she might just go after somebody like an Azah or Derek F. Potentially. But I'm not sure. It's going to be an interesting week, I think, actually. Because if she doesn't go after DX, who should she go after? Will she just go after Alyssa? Why? Why waste your HOH on Alyssa? It's going to be interesting, I think. I just don't want to DX pushed. Sarah Beth won't nom DX, I don't think. I don't think so either. I don't think so either. I hope not. I feel like Kai could get in her ear and get her to nom him to keep the cookouts. That's true. That's true, hello there. DX push, no. No, he wasn't pushed. He just fell. I'm glad X didn't win, though. I want DX safe. Yeah, right? Because if Xavier would have won, it would have been DX for sure. For sure. The episode's almost over here.
Good night.
Julie tells us to be unafraid. Be unafraid. As they're going to let us look in on the house as Sarah Beth gets her key. We'll catch up on some chat here while things finish up. Kai will definitely get in her here. Yeah, hello there. I agree. Cola, dear Sarah Beth, please put Xavier and Big D on the block. Sincerely a fan. They will discover that Shelly is real. Yeah, they're going to discover that Shelly is actually real. Oh, boy. DF to go. I feel like there's going to be a lot of drama this week. I know DX and Tiff are pissed that she won. Absolutely. I think a lot of people are a little bit mad that she won. Because she would have been probably the backup plan, right? If DX won veto, it would have probably been Sarah Beth, I think. Would have been who they would have wanted to go after. Because I think Tiff in the long run would try and keep Claire safe as possible. Ideal scenario would be X to go. I don't know. I kind of like X, but I also think he's a very predictable winner, right? Like, he's the one who's in the best chance to win. So that's tough, too. I could possibly see Hannah versus an Azah. True it. You might be onto something there. You might be onto something. Let's go, Sarah Beth. I'm so proud of her. It's a good night to be a Sarah. Yeah, it is a good night to be a Sarah Beth stan. True it. Brooks, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Oh no. But I think overall, it was a good episode, a very good episode. It's going to be interesting to see who Sarah Beth actually does go after. It's going to be really interesting. Kai's going to be stressed this week, trying to get her to nominate a certain way. Yeah, definitely going to be. Because let's before we call it, let's just take a look. Just take a look at our chart, see if we can figure some stuff out, right? And as obviously the cookout is a thing, but Sarah Beth doesn't know about any of that, right? So we got to really look more at the other side of it. The jackpot, fake, right? Like, Sarah Beth knows it's fake, so she's not going to worry about anything going on there. We also have Sarah Beth in the flop with Kai and Derek X, so I don't think she's going to necessarily go after DX. And I think Kai's going to be in her ear a little bit, and he's going to not want to put up, a cookout member. And that really only leaves somebody like Alyssa and Claire. But I think in the long run, I think she still ends up putting up a cookout member. And I think she would end up putting up maybe like a Joker, because I don't think she puts up X, because X is like a former king. And as you can see, like, I still have the kings and queens and the aces, the jokers all up there, because so many of them were still thinking along team lines, right? Like, that was still such a big thing for all of them, is, who's on which team and which team they were on. And even though they were gone, they still were a factor in the game. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to end up going. But it's definitely maybe one of the most interesting ways this week could have went. Right? Like, there were a lot of ways where it would have been super predictable. I think with Sarah Beth, it's actually pretty unpredictable on what could happen. But I don't know. Yeah, she was the first woman HOH, right? She's the first female to win HOH. So congratulations to Sarah Beth. And to think for a second that people doubted my girl Sarah Beth. Watch. They really look like a showmance that's trading HOHs. And that's the thing, they're not even really a showmance. They're just friends, right? Like, they're just really good friends. Like, people are trying to make it seem like they're a showmance, and I think that's like Tiffany trying to push that. But reality is they're not a showmance, right? They're just good friends and an obvious duo, but not a showmance. What if no one has enough BB bucks for yeah, right? Like, what if they don't have enough bucks for that? And that is a possibility. Because I think somebody was saying the only ones who are going to have a chance would be the people who already have $100 and didn't spend it. Because you need, like, what, $250? So you need to win $100 and then $50, right? So there's only like 2 weeks left, I think, of this, because I don't know. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. And there's going to be even people that don't have enough money to play any of the comps this week. Because for Kai, for example, right? Like, if he gets $100, what's the second competition? Was that $100 that you had to spend for the second competition? And then the third one was $250 or something? I forget what the amounts were. I'll have to look that up and try and figure out. Because somebody did the math on it, and it made it where, like, only a few people actually had enough money to play in that third one. Like, at all. Unless there's other ways to win BB bucks, which originally they said, but we haven't seen that. And when will that happen? I don't know. Let's see. I think Kyland pushes too hard for a non-cookout nom. It'll become quite obvious, so he has to choose. Yeah, I agree, True. He has to be really careful not to push Sarah Beth too hard for a non-cookout member. But also at the same time try and do that, because no matter what, the cookout's then going to see this as like, well, Kai, you know, get your girl under control. So it's going to be interesting. Wait, so can people play the veto derby again? So no, the veto derby is done, right? I believe once the competition is played for, and won, it's done for, right? Like, nobody else can play that one. At least that was my initial understanding. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Do we vote again for the... Yes, so there's another text-in vote for people to vote. You get, I guess, 3 people that you could choose for, and the top 3 getters get 100. The next 3 get 75. Everybody else gets 50. It'll happen if no one has the... Yeah, like, what will happen, right? They said there will be other ways to win BB bucks. It'll happen if no one has the bucks to play. And that's the thing, Gary. I think at this point, no one's going to have the bucks to play. I just don't think anybody's going to have the bucks to play for it. Hello there. Text DX to 97979. Hold on. I'm rewatching that Sarah Beth run. She really was. She was moving quick. She was moving real quick. DF and Hannah, possible noms. Potentially. But I don't think she would want to do that because of Derek X. But maybe not. Expect the twist you can only vote for DX. Yeah, you can only vote for DX, nobody else. Also, make sure you write Derek X and not just Derek. Because that was the thing. So we were trying to think, how did DF and Britni end up with the votes for $100? Like, how did that happen? And somebody was like, well, I bet a lot of people just texted Derek. And then it just went alphabetically to the first Derek. SB looked like she was walking so smooth. She was really quick on those balance beams. She did a great job. But that really does bring the episode to a close. I gotta say, it was a pretty good episode in my opinion. I was really glad to see an interesting HOH win, but also an interesting HOH comp. It was something that I don't think we've really seen that kind of a comp before, and it was cool to see. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a stream and you never miss a video. I will be here next Thursday for the next live eviction, and I will see you all next time.